Hey, what's going on YouTube? Welcome to this week's episode of Tuesday Preppers, which I think is the name that we've finally nailed down that we're going to use for this series, Tuesday Preppers. And if you've not been with one of our Tuesday Preppers videos, what we do is we take a look at the upcoming content according to the news, and we look at the bosses and the battles that are going to be coming out with that. Battles, listen to me, battles that are going to be coming out. And we think about getting prepared for that by going after units and abilities and materia that are in the game that are going to help you with clearing that content. This week is going to be a little bit different, partially because it's a World of Visions event. And if you've never done one of these before, what that basically means is that we're going to be facing a lot of different bosses. In fact, we're going to be dealing with 7 different bosses, some of them having multiple difficulties, actually all of them having multiple difficulties. And so because of that, there's also 7 different racial types that we're dealing with. And rather than go into all the different stuff that's in the game for all those items, which is going to would probably take me like 15 hours or so, we're just going to talk about what these bosses are based on what we know from the JP side and the wiki that's available, as well as what's in the in-game news to get ready for that. So if you've never done World Divisions before, we got all these different bosses, all these different difficulties. We get craftable gear and abilities, which is really, really good. And there's one that I'm very, very excited to talk to you about, that if you miss, you're going to be very sorely disappointed. So don't go away. Take a look at this video if you haven't learned about what this event does yet, because there's a very important piece of gear that you can craft in this event. Don't miss it. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about these bosses. Here's what to expect based on what we know. You're going to be facing off against the Wicked Slagworm. It is an insect boss that is weak to water. The Wicked Gladolith, the stone boss weak to earth. The Wicked Leonine, or Leonine, or Leonine, I don't know how to say it. It's a beast weak to fire. The Wicked Zoo, it's an avian or a bird that's weak to wind. And those 4 are all going to come out this Thursday, April 7th. So if you look down here, we see 4/7. You get these 4 bosses, and it tells us what they are, or at least it tells us what the name of them are. If you scroll all the way down to where the crafting stuff is, here it is. The crafting stuff, all the way down. It tells us the names of the bosses and what they're dropping. Okay, so we can see all of that here. It's also in the JP notes from the old wiki, and that's where I pulled all the information about their weaknesses. So that is all, of course, subject to change. That could change. I don't expect it to, because why would it? But there are some changes in the second week that I think could happen. So according to that, in the second week, 4/14, we're going to get these 3 bosses. Gehenna of the Surpassed Star is supposed to be a demon that has no inherent weakness, so my hope is you can use whatever team you want. Also, the other one, Wicked Weapon, which is just like the Wicked Weapon we're fighting right now, except it's only a dragon. It is weak to lightning and dark instead of light and dark. So lightning and dark. And then Dark Rain is a human demon weak to light. Now, there's an asterisk there. The reason for that is it says he's weak to light, but he's also the last boss of the event. And typically on our side, when we do a Dark Visions event, the last boss does not have an innate weakness, and you can use whatever team you want. I'm wondering if they're going to do that here. I don't know for sure, because this event also comes with, a premium unit that was designed for this fight that does light damage, light amplification, light support. So I'm thinking that they probably will not change that to anything we want and probably leave it just light. I hope they make it flexible and you don't have to pull for dark or for the new Fina, but maybe that's an incentive to pull for her. But those are the bosses that we're going to be coming up with here in this event and their weaknesses. So a couple thoughts about like units you might use for this. Against all of them, Roberta. She's got insect killer. She's got stone killer. She's got imbuable magic attacks that are really strong. She's awesome. So I'm going to be using Roberta for all of them if I can, because she's a tag chainer. She's going to help us build the 100 hit chain, which we'll talk about in a second. But for Wicked Slagworm, I'm thinking a water ball or water units. You could use like the Super Limit versus Summer Physalis. You could use Angela with water support. You could use Milo. You could use Vivi with Quadcast. You could use Titus probably very easily. Lots of units you could use with water. Wicked Gladolith, again, you could use Titus. You could probably use Diverti. You could probably use who's the other one? Summer Shinju for earth damage. maybe Samurai Cyan, lots of options. Wicked Leonine, the first thing that came to mind was Neovision's Rain. He does Beast Killer and Fire Support. What else do you need there, right? So Neovision's Rain and then whatever team you want. The Wicked Zoo is a bird. I tend to go with Ferris on any bird or any wind teams just because you don't have to worry about killers and you can just focus on supporting the damage, and it usually goes really well. For Gehenna, if it really is non-element locked, you can use whatever you want, then pick your best units, whatever. Wicked Weapon, Dragon, weak to lightning and dark. I'm thinking Roberta again. Maybe bringing Angela because you can do lightning or dark imbues. This is supposed to be a fight that you're supposed to bring magic users to, so Angela would be good, Ibarra would be good, Dark Rain would be really good. Any lightning damage dealing mages would be good. I don't think we really have a good lightning damage dealing mage. Whatever. But Roberta, all the way. And then Dark Rain, if we have to use light, you're going to want probably Cetra Descendant Aerith or whoever your best light damage dealers are. What I'm not sure of is if you can just go ahead and use Titus for all the easy stages, and then just imbue him with the right element. We'll see. But those are kind of my initial thoughts about what units are going to be good there. And yeah, there it is. So let's talk about the exciting thing. Because I said in World of Visions events, you can craft gear that's really useful and flexible and, pertinent to the event, but sometimes also very good. And some of these items are better than others, but let's take a look. So the first thing we're going to get, I'm going to scroll down to show you the stats here. It's all the way at the bottom, or kind of middle of the road here. Paladian Presidential Medal. It's attack and magic 30 at +4, with all killers at 25%. So it's very flexible. It's slightly better than the Grand Star, but it's usable. I think very usable, especially for multi-racial fights. There you go. And then the one that I'm super hyped about, the one that I do not think you should skip. I do not think you should make anything else before this if you get the opportunity. The Cherished Cloak +4. Spirit +50%. Okay, cool. Boosts all resistance to all ailments, right? It gives 20 dark resistance, which is like, again, whatever. But all ailments resistance, immunity, right? Nullifies all ailments, including stop. The only thing you're weak to at this point is charm and zombie. Get this item. Get this item. It's free. People are always like, oh, I don't have enough stop immunity. Get this item. Don't miss this item, okay? It's the best thing in the event right there. Next thing, the Spiritus. It's a two-handed bow, 180 spirit, fairly decent. But the neat thing about it is it does give 100% true double hand spirit, which there's not a whole lot of true double hand stuff in the game. If you want to use a bow and you want to use spirit, it's there. Not many people do though. But you know who does? Nufina, maybe, potentially. The Jet Black Eye Patch. We already have this item. This gets upgraded, so +4. It gives you attack 50%. HP 15%, not bad. Evasion, it gives you some evasion, which is nice. It gives 50% true double hand attack and 50% dragon killers on a hat. Awesome. Why wouldn't you want that? And then to go with it, the Ember Master Edge, 195 attack two-handed weapon with Demon Killer on it. So we've got Demon Killer and Dragon Killer on 2 items. And this is not bad. 195 for a two-handed free weapon, not bad at all. It's not like end of the world good, but it's not bad. It's not a bad item. I would use it. And then the last one here, the Soul of Palladia with really, really big text. It's 60 attack, fire and ice resistance 20, true double hand 50%, or true dual wield attack 50%. So it's a flexible little item you can put on yourself and get some true double hand or true dual wield. Who's using true dual wield? Some people. But most people who are using it nowadays don't need any boosts to it. They just have the innate 200 already. So there's that. Not a bad little item. Definitely go in and craft them. You do have to farm the event stages to get all the materials to craft them. Some of those are going to be really easy. Some of them are not going to be easy. Who knows? Probably not too hard just to farm them though. But definitely go in and do it and make that cloak first. Make the cloak first. It's awesome. So last thing I want to do is just talk about general tips. Because this is basically like Dark Visions, it scores like Dark Visions. And if you go if we go up here, there was a scoring thing in here somewhere. I thought there was. Scoring. Here we go. So we do have the same scoring criteria as Dark Vision. So you have to do maximum damage in 1 turn, take little damage, do a 100 hit chain, no KOs. Make sure you use the number of attacks you need. It's the same as Dark Vision. So you want to put together a team that can get to 100 hits. Very nice. You want to make sure you have units to imbue teams with the right element. If you don't have it, you can go off element. Just make sure your attacker is really strong. Like Sephiroth can do really well, but he does best on a dark team, a dark weak boss. But if you can use the right element, it's going to help a lot. But you know what helps even more than that is good breaks, good buffs, finishing moves, killers. That tends to be the best way for budget units to go in and clear these bosses and get high scores. If you don't have super strong units. But that said, star player Titus tends to be able to clear a lot of this stuff by himself, as long as you gear him well and give him the right killers and have a good breaker for him, and all of that. So just, prepare for this like you would for a Dark Visions event. It's basically the same thing. And that way you can go in and get all the rewards. And there are a lot of rewards, in some cases, actually in all cases, a lot better rewards than it is for normal Dark Visions. You've got Lapis, and you've got a lot more dark matter. You've got tickets. You've got, a bunch of good stuff here. So, aim for as high as you can. And that way you can not miss out on some of this good stuff. So there's that. The event, I'm excited for it. I hope you're excited for it too. I hope you're excited to get that cloak. That cloak is super, super good. Let's look at the stats on it one more time. All status immunity, stop immunity. Why are we missing out on this cloak? Go get it. Okay, but hopefully that's helpful in preparing for the World of Visions battle at Visectrum's Peak. It's a hard word to say, Visectrum. And that's going to come out on Thursday. Normally, I would be doing new content night on Thursday over on Twitch, but this week I'm not because there's family coming in town. They're going to be sleeping in my studio, so I cannot be recording that night, but I am planning on doing some videos instead on YouTube. I just haven't figured out exactly how I want to do it yet. So keep an eye out. The first day clears are probably not going to be terribly exciting. It's just going to depend on what I have going on that day. But I do plan on doing something. I just haven't decided quite what yet, so keep an eye out for that. If this is fun for you, if you enjoy this kind of discussion about what's coming down the pipe and getting ready for it, I hope you come back for next week's Tuesday Preppers video. Be sure to like and subscribe and all the things that you do so that you can see when that video comes live, and you don't have to see it 2 weeks later just because it happened to show up on somebody's clear or recommended videos and stuff like that. You want to see it when it's fresh because this is coming out on Thursday, 2 days from now. You want to be ready in 2 days, not miss it from 2 weeks ago. You definitely don't want to miss this event and this item. That cloak, super, super good. That's all I got for right now. We'll see you in the next video. Take care.